So over the weekend, I saw some unbelievable footage from the Corn Ferry Tour, Taylor Dixon winning his third Corn Ferry event, but doing something very interesting. And when you see these clips, it just might blow your mind that a golfer is playing at this level. So look at the way he sets up with the club way outside the ball and yet hits it world-class elite ball striking level. Now, if you're somebody who early extends in your golf swing, this is a great exercise, and I'm going to run through it with you in today's video. And I am somebody that early extends, so it definitely helps with me. It's going to improve your ball striking. It's going to help you control path, face, and delivery, and get you hitting the best shots ever. So first off, let's have a look at what Taylor does when he sets up to the golf ball. So he sets up to the ball with his club head way outside the ball, even though he feels like it's only just in the heel, sets up way outside the ball, makes that swing, and absolutely rips it every single time. So we see for me there, nice club head speed, really good face and path, low point 4 inches ahead, out in the middle of the club and 165 yards carry. So I did say in the opening of the video, I think this is a great drill to stop early extension. So for some of you watching, the first thing might be, what is early extension? So when you look down the line here, if we have a line touching my tailbone at address, golfers that early extend, and I'm going to talk predominantly about in the downswing here, they'll get to the top of their backswing, and as they start down, the hips move nearer the golf ball, you become incredibly cramped for room, so you end up standing up through impact. Now that can create a few things. One, as you stand up, obviously the club can come away from the ground and you could top it or thin it, but you can also get the club moving very close to you and the ball can start coming off the toe of the club. In fact, my younger son, Charlie, does early extend a lot. Part of it is how he generates his speed, but we're working on this drill with him as well. And comment below if you'd like to see a video of me working on this drill with more of a mid to high handicap golfer. So, as we're moving nearer the golf ball, we're cramped for space, but also you'll find a lot of people as they're getting very steep, they early extend to get the club behind. And again, there's just problems with path, with face control and strike. So where I love this drill is you set yourself up there and you have the club outside the ball. Yeah? So as you swing now, in theory, if you stayed there, you'd miss the ball altogether. So what it creates is you make your backswing, and then your brain's got to work out how we get those hips moving back, and maybe even the chest down, in order to deliver that club into the golf ball. So the first thing I would say is, you try it a little bit, and I'm then going to talk about how you get your hips moving back and your chest down. But you might, as a golfer, be able to set up to the shot, make the swing, and straight away feel that you've got that movement, even if you don't strike it perfectly like I didn't there, but notice it's a really good contact. Now, certainly people early extending, when they're starting to use it all over the face, it can be very frustrating. So again, we're going to set up outside the ball, make the swing. That definitely feels different for me. We can see good solid strike, again, really nice delivery and really consistent numbers. Now, you might be one of those golfers who just by doing that, your brain works out how to move your body to create room and strike the ball. But you might be one of those golfers that says, it doesn't matter how much I try it, I can't do it. What do you think about in order to feel it? So anytime we get here and we want the hips moving back, what we're actually doing with our feet is we're almost pushing into the ground that way, as though I was going to jump back. So you get to the top, push with the feet back, and you can see how my hips move back, my chest moves down. Obviously I'm moving and rotating through the ball, but if you've got that ability to push into the ground correctly, you can create room, deliver that golf club, and strike the ball much, much differently. Now, I know Taylor said, I think his exact quotes were, if he were to set up properly to the golf ball, he feels he wouldn't even be a 10 handicapper, let alone a Korn Ferry multiple winner. But he's not the first tour pro that you see nowadays who starts off using it as a drill and actually takes it into competition. So Matt Fitzpatrick, chips and pitches left below right, started as a practice drill, noticed how good it was, and actually still felt he was better with the drill than he was doing it the more traditional way. And you will see more and more tour players, men's and women's tours, that they're not the traditional textbook. They just want to know what works and can they repeat it under that pressure. And any of you golfers watching, don't worry about always trying to do everything so-called perfectly. Find what works for you and then do it. So if for you, you feel that setting up there and then focus on that movement we've spoken about improves your ball striking, why would you not look to introduce something a little bit heavy there, but something like that to hit better shots? Now, what I would say is the more you work on that drill, start really excessive. Start really excessive. Can you get that feel as to how you can get the club back on the ball? And the more you do that, and the more solid shots you hit, why wouldn't you be interested in maybe taking that to the golf course? Now, let's say you're very exaggerated. You might, as good as you're hitting it, might feel that you just want to move that club back a little bit. So you might even be addressing it off the dreaded hosel. But then again, focus on the movement. And it can look very different at address. But we see out the middle of the club again, club face a little bit open, but still a good strike. And I do think early extension is such a killer for golfers. You see so many golfers nowadays set up really well to the golf ball, but by the time they get back to the ball, they've just lost all the shape, all the posture, because they have that inability to use the feet properly. And it is interesting, isn't it, when you watch the golfers who are playing for money, they don't care really how it looks. They're not bothered about style. They're just bothered about, does it work? And I know I've done this drill a lot over the years for myself personally. And I've worked on it with clients and it works fantastically well. I wouldn't say no to that. Not quite out the middle of the golf club, but again, very, very good delivery. What I would say is if you're somebody who has been exaggerated and dialing it back, when you get here, you still want to try and get that feel. And it might take a few swings to get used to it. So even though that was a little bit heely, still some really good delivery. But I've got no problem with exaggerating something if it helps you hit the best shots you've ever hit. And I'm doing this just with an iron. But if you watch Taylor, if you've seen the clip I've played at the start, he does it with every club in the bag. And he hits it unbelievably well. And like I said, if you have struggled with early extension, you don't want to feel that you're losing all that distance between you and the ball, that you set at address that's different at impact. So use this drill. Give me some feedback. Let me know how it's helped your game. And if you've commented earlier about a video, me working on this with a client, that'll be coming very soon.